You know, now meanwhile, if you are attacking about this wokeness stuff, what about the queen that poisoned another woman? Isn't that wrong?
Yeah, no problems there.
No problem there.
No
problem.
Attempted murder, cool.
Totally okay.
Uh-huh. True love's kiss,
got a problem.
Yes.
Not consent. I'm sure she didn't consent to eat the poisoned apple and drop dead right down the spine.
Well, she kind of did.
Yeah. Well,
just didn't know it was poison.
Didn't know it was poison.
Yeah.
You know?
It kind of reminds me of like in was that Wreck-It Ralph? Or not Wreck-It Ralph, the second one that breaks the internet, where she runs it. Vanellope runs to all the princesses, and they make a joke about having a big strong man come and save you, kind of stuff. It kind of reminds me like it stems off of that kind of stuff. You know, them people being upset of that kind of portrayal, and then it's leading off to this.
Okay.
And another man is having to come save the day and taking a kiss that's not consensual and stuff like that.
Man,
it's interesting.
I mean, she's painting a picture like, I mean, it wasn't, the prince didn't roofie her.
Nope.
The evil queen did. Yeah, the witch. Right. I mean, if you're riding through that attraction, that's honestly what you really saw, and this wasn't just a pathetic attempt at getting people talking, it worked. This thing went everywhere.
Yeah, it did. Blew up.
It was crazy.
It's almost like every single time something like this happens, we acknowledge it amongst ourselves, and we're like, okay, but is it really? This will go away in a day or so, right? Wrong. Everyone's talking about it, and so it's like, all right, well, I guess we got to kind of cover it. But yeah, if this is really what this person saw, and you didn't see true love's kiss, what you saw in that moment was the prince date raping Snow White, I suppose. You might have let personal politics corrupt your worldview just a little bit.
I mean, necrophilia at best. No one even threw that argument.
Yeah, that's what I have that written in my notes. It's like, you could argue necrophilia.
I have necrophilia. Well, let's
there you
let's
go.
everyone scratch off.
Necrophilia.
It's not fair to dead people. It scratched that off.
Anybody got bingo
right
yet? No bingo yet? Okay. I got necrophilia.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for my Bill Cosby square to get filled in. Then
I'm trying to get into these stories for the sake of, if this is now the new social conscious, I wanna learn and I wanna understand it, like when it has legit merit. You know, I think and when I saw this one news article, it was like half and half. One lady said she could see it. A dude was like, come on, give it a break. I mean, it's like one of the oldest stories that Disney's told. Everybody's seen it for generations and generations. I mean, that hasn't really affected all those people how they view anything. Like, I mean, I don't see the threat in that. That is, having consent is important. The message is important. It's just, I think, using this as an example to be your hill to die on, so to speak, I don't think it has any merit in that.
Interesting, yeah. Well, I did pull some quotes from various different sources of different varying opinions. Right?
Oh, good.
So the first one goes like this. It says, some felt it was ridiculous to apply modern standards of acceptability to an animated film from 1937, claiming that the world had gone mad and that this was reflective of woke or cancel culture, end quote.
It's reflective of stupid people. You can call them whatever you want to call them.
I mean, there's so many things, like if I think there does have to be a barometer that needs to be set by woke culture or Disney at some point that says, okay, where does this stop? Because you can nitpick anything and then say, look, that's not socially viable. That's not socially conscious. I mean, hey, this lady lived with 7 dudes, right? She ain't pay rent. You know what I'm saying? She loafing. Anybody?
I thought you were suggesting she was paying rent in another way.
I was getting to that.
Oh, okay,
but
okay.
I'm just, yes, but you know what I'm saying? So, like, you could paint her in a very bad picture if you wanted to, and say she's a bad example for all women. She can't do this and that for herself. But there's no need for that, because that's not what the character's there to do. That's just somebody kind of implanting themselves in this fictional character. And the ride itself is beautiful.
Yeah, it looked absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Good touches.
Don't ruin that ride for that.
Well, here's another quote on the other side of the coin.
Just address to what you said real quick?
What's that?
You said about how, where does this all end? I think this ends, I think Disney has kind of invited this upon themselves by constantly putting out these messages, as they often do, or like, we are being more sensitive and more culturally diverse, and so now we're doing this, and now we're doing that. And so I think because they keep grandstanding about all these new decisions.
Inclusiveness.
Right.
Yeah.
You're inviting people to be like, well, let's see what we can get them to change next.
Oh, there's not going to be anything left. There's not going to be anything. Lee, you like Dumbo? Forget about it. It's going to be animal abuse. You're
like
never going to
gumbo.
see it again.
You
know?
like gumbo.
Yeah, you get gumbo. Yeah,
You getting gumbo.
That's gonna be all it is. People just eating a pot of gumbo, and that's gonna be the end. Nobody got offended.
It's interesting you bring up Disney because
Except for those who watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier who are from Louisiana.
Oh, that's true.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm in
Bad
the
stuff.
tripping industry. Kill that show.
But yeah, it's interesting you bring up Disney because apparently Imagineer, a 30-year Imagineer, Jim Schul, had tweeted out something to say about this.
What Jim said.
He said, and I quote, allowing for the fact that cultural changes occur over decades, it must be acknowledged that in the context of the tale on which the film is based, that the ride is accurate. People are, of course, allowed to dislike the story, but the Imagineering team did a spectacular job. Hashtag Disney. End
Bam.
quote.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the Imagineer said.
Now he gonna
Well,
not have a
kinda-
job soon.
That's kind of what I was trying to say. It's like, do you understand that is the whole point of the movie? Is true love's kiss? Like, you can't leave that part out because it's true love, and also if you leave that part out, then she stays dead. So, what did you want Disney to do in this situation? That's what I'm saying. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. How you're upset about? I mean, unless you just don't want to see Snow White the story at all, is what you're saying.
I think what they're saying is they want like Prince Charming to come up and like shake her, be like, "You awake?" and then she's
No,
dead.
but then that's
they throw
abuse.
some water on her.
That's physically abusive to her.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's why I'm like, what alternative can you do to have her wake up? I mean, the story's over. She's dead.
Magic.
Yeah. What does he fly over?
It's pixie dust.
Just burps
Throws
in
it
her
on him.
face.
And
He's
just,
like,
she's awake.
Yeah, but that would still be non-consensual.
Off
She would
her
not.
home.
She has to consent to having pixie glitter blown all over her.
Like, come on, Snow White, just raise a finger up if you want some pixie
Right.
dust, anything. I'm too afraid to kiss you.
No, I don't know. That's a good question, Lee. I guess they just wanted the ride to say like it was before, where Snow White's just awake and she says, "Hey, hi." You know, we don't get to see her being revived. Is I guess what they
I just want to leave that part of the story out.
Yeah, it's a pretty important part.
Very.
But hey, that's what I'm saying. But the people who want all this stuff changed could give a damn less about the story, the creativity of it, the
work that goes into it.
Exactly. It's nothing about that. It's not about did they effectively convey what was happening in this story so you understood from moment to moment what took place. They don't care about that. They're just looking for things to nitpick and pick apart. Yeah, it's awful.
Well, here's another quote that goes in the support of this, in talking about that Snow White scene. And it says that while it may feel trivial, it is important to educate children about consent from a young age. That's their...
There's way more stuff out there to influence a kid.
But is that Disney's responsibility to do that, or is it the parents' responsibility?
Should be the
to
parents.
educate
I
children
always
about
thought
that.
it was the parents.
I
Yeah.
did too, but apparently more and more people seem
Yeah.
to believe it's Disney's responsibility to not allow parents don't even get the opportunity to put things into context.
Yeah. No, it's interesting you bring that up because I have my one last quote here.
Okay.
And there was a heated debate on Good Morning Britain. Heated debate on Cinco de Mayo on Wednesday. And dating historian Nietzsche Hodgson argued that Disney had to take responsibility for including the kiss in the story. On the other side of the coin, relationship therapist Emiliana Silvestri said that it was down to parents, not the company, to explain what did and didn't constitute consent. And I quote her, she says, "Sexual predators have not been influenced by Snow White," is what she argued. End quote.
Just a quick question here, just because I know, like, we're a Disney podcast, we cover Disney news, but what was the third story on Good Morning Britain?
I don't know.
That this was the second. I want to know.
Somebody had tea that day.
Wow. Okay. Well, hey, look. I've said it before and I say it again. I don't understand people who walk around the park and see ugliness and sexism and racism lurking around every corner of the parks. I don't see that. If I saw that, I wouldn't go.
Hey,
Hey, Eli, what'd you think about that video?
Hey, D, that was the best thing we've ever done.
I think we can only get better, though.
There's only one way to go but up.
That's right. And the only way you can up us.
It's to like us.
That's right.
And if you want to like us, what else can you do?
You can subscribe to us.
You can subscribe and you can comment.
And if you didn't like us, forgive us. Because we are only human and we make mistakes as well.
But not many.
No.
Not many.
No.
But if you saw a mistake, you got to comment.
Yes, and let us know what the mistake is, and we'll aim to please next time. We promise.
Or like the comment that you mentioned about our mistake, which we didn't make.